And finally, we've come to the last one in the series, or what we're going to be talking about is home movies. We're going to be doing a little bit of other videos that I want to show you guys. After I just came home from Florida, I know I just got all these some of the 8mm films, and these were some leftover holiday films. But these are the ones that that I have not been covered since Santa Claus was showing these home movies. So without that, here are some of the films that he hasn't covered. So I'm just going to show you the ones that I've received last time, probably the last couple of weeks or when I was on vacation after coming back from Florida. This is what I got. We're going to start with, these are four. I have about possibly 4 films. So we're going to start with this one. Here's a Castle Films 8mm silent version of the film Santa Claus Punch and Judy. The front, this one, this is the spine. The other spine, this one, the top, the bottom, and of course the back. It looks exactly the same as the front. And what you see, the film itself. Very heavy here. Here it is. I've just checked it for the first time. I've watched it. It looks exactly silent, but there was actually I've watched the film for the first time. I have never seen it before. It was kind of silent, but this is the first time I have not. This is the first time I saw it. And it looks like it has a lot of slapstick, in which Santa Claus was starting to put out Punch and Judy. And there's a lot of slapstick in there, but by all means, I know it looks kind of okay, but the inner titles look exactly not really presentable. But I think this is silent. I know there were other films that there were other versions of the film, the original sound version that exists on YouTube. If you find some of them, if there's one on YouTube, you should check this out. Check out, if you want to see it, watch the original on YouTube. There's one there, but by all means, I just wanted to check this. This is silent, and unfortunately, there was also a Riff Tracks version of this one was included on what was called Riff Tracks. If you want to see something funny, watch the Riff Tracks version, and yeah. The Riff Tracks, I have not watched the Riff Tracks version of Santa Claus Punch and Judy. Yeah, there was a lot of the people were doing like some sort of a commentary thing. And then, yeah, it's kind of silly. And it's from the people that brought to Mystery Science Theater 3000. And I actually haven't seen it yet. So maybe one day I'll have to go on Hulu, or maybe I have Hulu, so I'm going to buy Hulu so I can order them and subscribe to them, but maybe one day I'll have to watch this to see something funny. Anyways, that was the Santa Claus Punch and Judy. And this next Christmas film that I got is this is off of Etsy, but it's not off of eBay. It's Etsy. This is Howdy Doody's Christmas. You can see there's a marking on the front. Here it is, the front, spine, the other spine. Top is kind of ripped, except the bottom looks kind of ripped or something. Start to tear it off or whatever it is. And of course, the back. The back looks exactly the front. But this is the silent version from probably 1951. And I know there was actually this version existed in public domain. But here it is, the film itself. Yep, it featured the cast of Howdy Doody, along with Clarabelle the Clown and Buffalo Bob Smith, or was known as Buffalo Bob. And, you know, from the television program, if you have not heard of Howdy Doody, you should, there were videos on YouTube. There you have to see Howdy Doody with some stuff from the show. I wasn't even born when this Howdy Doody existed on television. Back on NBC in these days. Then they released it through Castle. There were two other films that were released. One is the first one is Howdy Doody's Christmas, and The second one was Howdy Doody and the Trip to the Moon, which was the second film, in which Castle Films actually did put out 2 Howdy Doody films. And yeah, but this one existed in public domain. It was featured on countless public domain VHS tapes and DVDs. And yep, that was the original version. But intertitles are on there. But this is silent. But this is the silent version. But it's not the sound version. But I know there was actually the sound versions on other places. This version looks, well, it was alright, but not really as bad as the other silent ones. But yeah, we'll go watch the original instead. But this film looks okay, but it looks pretty well done. But I haven't watched that. But I did watch it for the first time. This is Howdy Doody's Christmas. But if you haven't get a chance to watch it, anyways. Okay, now we come to the next one. This is the 8mm silent version of the 1937 Color Rhapsody Little Match Girl. The front, the spine, the other spine, the top, the bottom, and the back. It has all the advertisements on the back. Has Three Stooges, Flintstones, Mr. Magoo, Top Cat, Rough and Ready, Little Abner, Westerns, Travel and Sports. And here is the film itself. And of course, that's the film. It's on there. And of course, it's got a little promo thing. It says, send your free complete catalog of Columbia Pictures 8mm home movies. Columbia Pictures Corp. 8mm Division, 711 5th Avenue, New York, 10022. And yeah, that's the one. It's got that little brochure thing. Doesn't have a catalog or anything. It's got that little pamphlet in there. But yes, I've watched it for the first time ever. And if you have never seen this before, this is the silent version of the of the Little Match Girl. And this was a Color Rhapsody originally in 1937, and this one's black and white, to be exact. And this was silent, to be exact. And actually, this cartoon was nominated for an Academy Award. The winner was The Old Mill, which was 1937 from the Disney Silly Symphony, which was a silly symphony from 1937, in which this cartoon won an Oscar. But this one does not. Of course, it did not win an Oscar, but it was nominated for an Oscar for the best short. Because, like I said, it was the other one. The winner goes to The Old Mill. Which, yeah, The Old Mill was a pretty good short was Disney's short from 1937 as part of the Silly Symphony. It was the first time Disney did a rotoscope, which they did that what they call multiplane camera, the use of multiplane camera effects and all that stuff with the windmill. Yep, that was the one, the short that was won an Academy Award. But this one, I have to watch. I did watch this thing because this is the uncut version. But there was an edited version appeared as when it was shown on television. Well, I don't know what it was called. It's called Totally Tuned In. They showed an edited version of Little Match Girl, and of course but sadly the ending was, yeah. Here's what the problem was. The little girl dies at the end, and that was cut. Yep, and that was cut at the end, and there was a sequence where it blows away, and then of course they try to grab the candle until the little girl falls and lies dead, and that scene was cut for television. That was when it's shown on Totally Tuned In. But this one, I think Steve Stanchfield a couple of weeks ago had made a video. If you go on Cartoon Research website, there's actually the full version of Little Match Girl was released in 1937, and they show the full uncut version of that. But there was actually, for no reason, and that was actually, I watched the original. It's kind of sad. Yep, it was well done, but thankfully, there was one part at the end the ending was kind of sad. Yeah, where the angel was taking the little girl up to heaven. That ending was sad, and I know people began to cry. Wow, it was sad, and it was kind of an ending to this movie. to this short. I really don't blame it. And this was one of the cartoons. It's one of the most tearjerker films. They played it on every New Year's Eve. If you want to see this, this is kind of strange. And you know what? It was good, but anyways, and yep, the ending was kind of sad. It has a very sad and emotional ending. But if you have not watched Little Match Girl, the silent version is actually there. I have to put it up on YouTube. That I made a video of this since I have not posted on my other channel yet. So I'll have to give it some time. And now, the last one I'm going to show you, this is what I recently got. And by all means, take a look at this. This is the Super 8 release of the small one from about 1978. This was re-released with Pinocchio. This was released in 1978. I was born that year. And of course, I was born in 78, and this one came out that same year, along with the re-release of Pinocchio. And speaking of Pinocchio, the Blu-ray release of Pinocchio it's going to be coming out next month as part of the Disney Signature series. You know, I have not made any ranting about not be getting Snow White and Beauty and the Beast. It's part of the Signature Collection series that I really don't get it because I really don't get that because I don't like the way this edition does this. So, yeah, Pinocchio. If I expect to get Pinocchio, I'm not. If this expects Pinocchio to be coming out on Blu-ray next month, I'm not getting it. I already have a digital copy of Pinocchio somewhere, but it's already out on digital format. But yeah, it's on Disney Movies Anywhere. If you want to have to download this movie, if you think Pinocchio's out on its digital format, yes, you can download the Pinocchio it's available on Disney Movies Anywhere. You should check it out. But back to the small one. The front spine, the other spine. Here's the top, the bottom, and here's the back. And it gives you a little description. It says and look at this. It has a whole thing. It says it reads a boy's father orders to sell him his beloved donkey after a wrench encounter with a mean auctioneer. He finds exactly the right person, a gentleman or gentleman on its way to Bethlehem. A tender, simple Christmas story, as appropriate in July as it is in December. I don't know if it is even Christmas in July or something, or is it December? I can watch it every Christmas as well. Lush backgrounds and music makes this heartwarming tale a treasure you want to view over and over. And here is the film itself. This is a Super 8 sound release, but it's not even silent. Yep, this is a Super 8 sound release. I have not seen this before. First time I have not ever watched this. But I'm gonna find out, and I'm gonna show this video right now because I'm gonna stop the video right now and I'm going to watch this because I'm gonna give you a little rant about it. So let's stop the video right now, and I'm gonna talk about it right after that. So I'll let you know. So I'll fade to black now, and I'll come back after I watch this. I'm giving you my little thoughts and stuff of what went wrong. All right, now I'm back. After watching this film, I think for the first time I've watched this the small one, and it sucked. The edited version is terrible. I don't like anything that I've watched in this in my entire life when I saw this on Super 8. A lot of those scenes were cut, including the opening scene where the small one, the donkey, and the little boy was playing around, or were they trying to do in the workshop for the next morning, and that was cut off from the actual from the original release. That's kind of stupid. That was cut from the Super 8 release. That does not happen. That doesn't happen. I don't expect to see what is going on with this scene. The entire sequence was actually cut. There was one scene was cut from the Super 8 release where the donkey was trying to follow whatever they want to go after he left, or something later that night when he was walking out of the middle of nowhere. That sequence was cut. And there's some other scenes that was mostly cut from the original version. Most of the scenes were cut from the Super 8 release. There were 2 songs that were omitted from the Super 8 release, including the Merchant Song and the Friendly Face. That and the title song that was during the opening credits. That was not heard, except the finale at the end. That is just absolutely not good. I think except the song at the end of the film was heard, which was done by the chorus, by what they call the Disney Studio Chorus. Yeah, and of course there was actually a finale where a star was shining in Bethlehem. The ending was a breathtaking view. That's a great idea. We can use that as a desktop wallpaper, or use it as a poster, or you could use it in your Christmas decorations, whatever you call it. And the ending was sort of epic. Yep, it's got the star shining in Bethlehem. That is the final song was heard at the end, but to close out the film. That was just emotional, breathtaking. This is what I remember when I first saw this in the theater, when I was like a little baby back then. I remember this. This is what I remember when I first saw this film in the theater. It was really good. And when I owned it for the first time, I got the Super 8 version. When I got for the first time, I popped it in and I watched it. It really sucked. I don't know why, because this was edited. I don't know what the heck happened. They edited the whole scene in its release. Well, that's completely frustrating, because I know back when home video never existed in the 80s, when Disney was, when they showed on television, when they showed it briefly on Disney Channel every holiday season, but I don't know what is going on with that. So I give this rant here because I have to give this thing a not even recommend the Super 8 version. If you want a better film than this, if you want to see the original as it was released, well, if you want to see the original when it was actually the original uncut version when it was first released, watch the 1989 VHS. This is the mini classic. Get the mini classic VHS from 1989. This is a VHS release, as you can tell. And yep, this is actually from 1978. Yeah, this is a 1989 VHS or something. And you can tell, and you can see, according to the print date, it is actually printed on October 1st, 1990. Yeah, go watch the VHS release of this from either 1989 or 1990. But really don't work that well. So just avoid this while you can, but don't even watch the Super 8 edited version. Go watch the original uncut and unaltered version. But I'm just trying to make sure this is the version that we actually want to see every holiday season. And just watch the VHS and stay away from Super 8. It sucks. Okay, enough said. Enough with the editing or anything. But we're not done. I got 2 more to go. These are, yep, in addition to that I just got, these are 2 8mm films. These are Warner Brothers cartoons from what we call as AAP. I got 2 more of these. These I have not bought them in quite a while now. So I'm going to show you this. Here is this is the front. I've showed you the front. It looks exactly the same. I'm not going to tell you the size of it. This is the back. It shows the upstanding sitter with Daffy Duck. And yeah, I know. I've watched it for the first time, and there were 2 different endings in this version, but there was one on YouTube. There was the goofed up Bugs in a Porky's drum ending with the Merry Melody ending theme heard. That was kind of due to some glitch. But when I watched the 8mm, it's nothing. They don't have the Bugs in the Porky's drum ending. It just ends with just the standard "that's all folks" ending. But that's right. There is. But here's the just to show you the film itself. And here it is. And finally, we come to this. This is another AAP 8mm home movie release. Bugs Bunny Rides Again with Yosemite Sam. And it has the AAP logo out at the back. But here's the film itself. But this film, yep, it's missing a label. But the label fell off. Yep, the label was completely fell off. So it needs to be re-glued. But this thing needs to be re-glued. There you go. Those are the 8mm collection updates video, and I'm glad everybody would serve your time. But anyways, hope you all enjoy that, and that's going to be wrapping up my addition to these collections. So through my epic update, and this is going to be it for one of those epic update videos. So I'm just going to say this is definitely the most epic updates I've ever seen any Super 8 or 8mm films that I actually covered it to show it to you in your update. So I'm thinking about one day, sometime in the future, I will be showing you the my Disney Super 8 collection along with these other films. I'm going to do some other for a separate video, which will be the Warner Brothers 8mm collection. These are showcasing the Warner Brothers cartoons. But like I said, these 2, I'm not going to put those up because of copyright from Warner Brothers Television or whatever the case may be. I'm not going to show these to them because of copyright. But except for the other cartoons, these I'm going to put those up on YouTube, on my other channel. So for another separate channel, just to show you some of the other ones. The other ones, I'm not going to put those up because of copyright. Because there's copyright BS. Anyways, that's all I can say. Let's go back there and wrap things up. And there you have it. All 6 parts in one special video for this year, for 2017. This is going to be the first video of all time. So we just took all 6 parts. Well, it took me a month to make this video, and I think, yeah, we just tried to make a separate video for an update and whatever I did. I just did all the stuff, and everything I just did is posted here on my channel. So I'm gonna thank you all for watching. So if you want to see this video, if you want to see all 6 videos that I did, go check it out previously for this video. But hopefully, if I can say so much, but this is what I did, because it took me the entire month to make the video for the first time that I did it for the 2017, and I'm glad everybody will be doing this. But I'm not gonna do the whole thing not quite soon, so we'll have to do more on that sometime, and we'll do more of that. So there you go. And yeah, we start off from from the well, we start from this collection here because we start from the Saint Tricks to the VCR DVD combo to the Christmas gifts to that, the records and the cassettes and others, but of course the 8mm, 60mm films, and I appreciate that. So this is what I gotta tell you. It's very much to say, well, it took me a whole month to make the video, and I'm glad it's posted on YouTube. So there you have it. So hope you'll enjoy this video, and I'm glad I'll talk to you again for the next time. And that's it for this edition of the Nightlife Show. It's probably 6 parts. So we'll join us again another time as we bring you another episode. So this is me saying we'll see you again real soon.